We're talking about what's happening in the 731 on the Hub City Now with your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr.
Hello and welcome to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., and today we have Jackson City Councilman Johnny Dodd of District 2 here in Jackson, Tennessee. We're going to be talking to him about his life here growing up in Jackson, Tennessee, his community involvement, the programs that he's currently working on, and the ideas he has in making the community a better place. I'd like to welcome you here today, Councilman Dodd. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity to be on the show.
So you've been city councilman since 1999, and you're also the current vice mayor. You're also a graduate of the legendary Jackson Central Mary High, and also attended Jackson State Community College and Lane College.
Yes, sir.
How did you, since you're in the community, so involved in the community now, and I know from personal experience in interviewing you and actually being on anti-crime marches with you, how did you get your start? What caused you to want to be active in your community?
Well, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club
for
about 14, 15 years, working with kids in public housing, growing up seeing kids that needed help, needed support, someone that to be a role model to. So I looked at myself as someone that's been through some of the things that I see these kids been involved in, and needed somebody to step in and step up and show them the right way and be a role model for the young kids in the community. Okay.
And so with that heart that you have for that, I know back in the 90s there was a drug problem. Crack cocaine had come in, and there had been a number of murders. How many murders had there been?
Yeah, about 17 or 19 murders that year. It was pretty bad that particular year. And we wanted, like I said, worked in public housing with the Boys and Girls Club. And I saw where the drug dealers were kind of drawing like kids in at a local basketball court in the public housing.
Right.
And where they were more so giving them, let them hold their money while they playing basketball, let them hold their...
How old were these children?
These children was probably 12, 13-year-old young boys that's probably at that age were trying to recruit them and get them involved in gangs or get them to the point where they're able to send them out to sell the drugs for them.
Right.
More so to deliver and drop off, and it's showing them, But so I looked at opportunity where, if I think our kids would ask for their community back. That's why we want to start the crime marches, saying, they might not listen to adults, but they would probably listen to our kids. If our kids cry out and ask them to, we want our community back, give us an opportunity to come to the basketball courts, give us an opportunity to have a productive life within our community.
Right. So take me back to that first crime march. Who were involved in organizing it, and what was it like for you to be a part of that?
Well, it was amazing. I called Miss Shirley Mercer. She was working for John Tenn at the time, and she's always been someone that's been, very instrumental in my life. So I called her, Miss Mercer, I want to do a crime march in our community. Are you willing to help me out, give me some direction, give me some guidance? Right. So I talked to her, and I talked to Mr. Darrell Hubbard, which is city court clerk at the time. And so we all kind of have a discussion. We talked to the police chief and talked to Families in Action, the Boys and Girls Club, which I was working at, and Families in Action was another program within the community that I was working. We was kind of working together in some of the public housing, all with Maryland Courts, Ellington Heights, Lincoln Courts, and Parkview. Right. So we all had programs, and we was working together. So we just decided to get the kids together, made up our signs, saying, up with hope, down with dope. We started walking through public house, and that was the beginning of probably 21 years. Today, I'll just make about 21 years that we've been doing the crime marches.
Okay. And I've actually been on some of those crime marches with you all while covering the story. And it's amazing how many people come out, and sometimes those homicides would happen in like the dead heat of summer, and people would still come out in the heat and not just the children and the adults in the community, but also public officials, judges and firefighters and other people who represented the city of Jackson. What caused you to have this kind of heart for people and just your community?
A lot of times God put people in places, and I think it was something that God put on me as far as, a lot of everybody want to be a pastor, want to be a minister. But I think we all have our calling.
Right.
And I've always had a heart for the underdog, the underprivileged. So I've always wanted to serve and give back to people. As I was growing up in middle school, I've always worked, helping my teachers out, helping people within my classroom that needed, some help. I can go back. We had a young lady that got burned up years ago who was in middle school, and her hands was, was kind of messed up and everything destroyed. Right. And we used to have our jamboree. That's when we have the jamborees in elementary school. And didn't nobody want to dance with her, during the jamboree. So my teacher, we talked and asked me what I, danced with her, and I didn't have a problem with it. So I think that was a start that God was letting me know that, I have plans for you as a young man. So we want to be able to use you as a servant to do my work in the community. Right,
right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about one of the programs that Councilman Dodd is trying to get out there in the open, and it's called Adopt a Block program, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
In a world obsessed with throwing shade and putting others down, there's a college boldly committed to doing the exact opposite. A college that understands you are not defined by your yesterdays, where dreams are rekindled and hope restored. A place of new beginnings, transformation, and honor. Where a Christian liberal arts education is more than a piece of paper. It's where you start your story all over again. Start your story and discover the new Lane College.
Come out and help us celebrate America's birthday with the largest free fireworks show in the area. The Firefighters Freedom Festival is July 4th at the McKellar-Sipes Regional Airport. It's a full day of red, white, and blue awesomeness. Your kids will have a blast with all the free activities. Gates open at 3, live music at 5:15, and the largest fireworks display in the area will light up the sky at 9, with 30 minutes of oohs and ahs. Food vendors available. No alcohol permitted. Come celebrate the 4th with your local firefighters at the McKellar-Sipes Regional Airport, hosted by the Madison County Fire Department.
You depend on your tires. Let R&R Tire Express keep you on the road and safe with a complete set of new tires from the brands you trust, starting as low as $16 per week with our pay-as-you-go program. Choose easy payment options, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and at R&R, complete installation with lifetime rotating balance, flat repair, and 12 months 24-hour roadside assistance is absolutely free, only at R&R Tire Express.
Welcome back to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., and today we have here with us Councilman Johnny Dodd of District 2 in Jackson, Tennessee. We're about to talk about the Adopt a Block program, which is a mission to restore, redirect, rejuvenate, and reinvent a community that's delighted and proud to stand with each other and for each other. And the ultimate goal is to transform communities block by block. And I'm going to turn it over to Councilman Dodd to explain the program, which is a very interesting and sounds like a very effective program that he's been trying to get off the ground and has been sending out letters to preachers and council people and leaders throughout the community to get it together. And here we are still discussing Adopt a Block.
Yeah, I talked to several churches. I had a call about 2 or 3 weeks ago. A church wanted to get more information about the program, and they have discussed that they wanted to kind of implement the program.
Right.
But basically, like I said, Adopt a Block program is more so getting your churches, your community within the churches, the business within the churches to work together within the community. And it's more so we have a church on every block.
Right.
And I'm basically asking if a church could just be concerned about a 1 or 2 mile radius around your church to get involved as far as programming, as far as homework and tutoring, do some parenting classes, conflict resolution, all type of programs that we can do.
So like you said, the things that they should already be doing, what the church should already be taking care of their flock, the people in their community. Yes. Is this just for children, or is this for like everybody,
no,
like
this
adults, parents?
Adults, parents, grandparents. The community is made up of people within the community.
Right.
Of all walks of life.
Right.
You have where our young men or young girls can learn from adults, can learn from the elder people in the community. You have the business in the community should be a program, should be investing back into the community where people are investing into their business. Right. Because one without the other was not going to work. So, if, like I said, when I had my wing business, like I told people, I'm just basically providing a service. If you didn't come in, I wouldn't have a wing business. Right. And I think all businesses look at things like that. If you're within the community, you should always be willing to give back to the community that you have your business in. Exactly. Because them are the ones that keep your business up afloat and make sure you are making money and that you're able to pay your bills. Right. And then our churches, just get involved. I mean, and it's more so if our churches can do some things to get the people within the community. Because a lot of churches, people drive into the church, as well as into the community. Right. And a lot of people that attend the church is not even part of the church. Right. Exactly. So my point is to try to get them to get more involved within that community where your church is. And what kind of things are incorporated in the program? We talked about try to improve quality of life within your neighborhood, community pride, building relationship, building trust and confidence concerning for each other, increase economic development, and community cleanup. Right. Some things we want to do. We're talking about 2 or 3 days a week within to do the program. Some of the point of entries we want to talk about is parenting classes, focus on parents' value and stabilization, prevention and intervention for at-risk kids, behavior classes and conflict resolution, get college students come in to bring awareness to the student to talk about alcohol and drug use. Just positive thing like that to get our kids to think and do, let them come in and talk about money management. Right, right. Just things that will prepare them for the real world. The real world. Exactly. Give them opportunity to meet somebody that's doing some positive thing. Because you got a lot of people in the church. You got people from sororities, from fraternities. You got business people within the church. Right, so, and they need to, they're in a position to reach out and help. Yeah. Those people. A lot of kids need a role model. Exactly. Need someone to just show them the way. Exactly. I've just talked to some of the kids that grew up in the Boys and Girls Club when I worked in the program. I have some of them that's college graduates. I have some that now just didn't do right, but they're doing good. Went to jail, but they're not in jail anymore. Right. And they doing positive things in the community. Right. But we always try to give them I have a slogan that I live by: regardless of your past, your future has a clean slate. Exactly. So I just want people just to understand that no matter what you go through, you can always be a productive citizen. Right. You got a bright future. It's the choices that you make. Exactly. So that's what we in the program want to try to just teach people that people want a second chance. Exactly. People want somebody to get them direction. That's why a lot of them join gangs. Gangs are obstructed. They have a place to belong. Yeah, and that's what they want. Just somebody to accept them where they are to move them to another direction. Exactly. Well, I see on inside the plan that point of interest says community training for one-on-one mentoring programs, training to recognize bullying by teaching social and emotional management. There are a lot of gang awareness training, food drives and distribution, assistance to seniors and disabled citizens, utilities, transportation. There are a lot of things in here that sound great. So what's been the holdup with the support for the program? Well, it's anything worth having. It's gonna be hard. Right. A lot of time, if it's not, yours. You don't want to be part of it.
Want to be in charge.
Yeah.
Don't want to be a
my thing
follower.
Is, if I say I'm going to give you this plan, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars with it, I'm sure it would have been implemented in several places. But my thing is, if we want to have better communities, we have to be able to buy it back into the community, make investments back within our community.
Right.
To give our kids what somebody, I mean, a lot of kids feel like they don't nobody care about them, not concerned about them.
Right.
But I think programs like this or other programs that we could always, get just put together and work together as one. That's what we got to collaborate within our community.
So who do you need to get behind you on this?
I need some of the pastors within the community. Well, first of all, the congregation within the churches.
Okay.
Because, the congregation
is going to have to help.
Going to have to help. Right. But then again, I think if we can get the congregation and the churches, pastors, to look at this program and, okay, take a look at it, I'm willing to take this program and rewrite it over if it's going to fit your church. Right. I don't have to just be this program, but a lot of time, a lot of people ask you, what do you want me to do? What can I do to help? So it's more so, here's the blueprint. Right. All you have to do is implement it. Right. And I'm willing to help implement it as far as, some of the training things we need within the community. I'm willing to talk to people to come in and do money management classes. I'm willing to talk to, the city to come in and do whatever type of training that needs to be done. Right. All I'm asking the churches to do is open their doors up to be a resource for the community.
And allow the programs to happen there.
Happen in the church, yeah.
Right.
I'm asking for 2 or 3 days a week. Right.
At the least, just at the
2 or 3 days a week to show a kid, to bring a kid in, teaching community pride, teaching. So let's do a cleanup day. Right. So let's go up, we just, like I said, 1 or 2 mile radius, we're going to take care of this area here. We let this church do this block, this church do this block, this church do that block, and we have our community covered. Right. Go in some dilapidated houses in the community. We're working on a project now, hopefully, with Pastor Bennett at Mount Moriah Church. I'm working with him. We're trying to get a dilapidated house and go back and take our kids into dilapidated houses to teach their kid how to go back in to get that house back up on the tax roll, as far as teaching them how to remodel the house, how to go in and, teaching blueprints, how to read blueprints. Right. Teach them how to go in and let flowing in the house. Do all the things, but teaching that, and then also while you talking to him, you get able to mentor, be a relationship with him. Okay. And because a lot of kids not going to college. Right. So I think it'll be an opportunity to teach them a trade. Exactly. So if they don't go to college, it's options for you. Something else they can do. To jail, give them a choice. Right. Right.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events that Councilman Dodd is involved in, and we'll be right back.
In a world obsessed with throwing shade and putting others down, there's a college boldly committed to doing the exact opposite. A college that understands you are not defined by your yesterdays, where dreams are rekindled and hope restored. A place of new beginnings, transformation, and honor. Where a Christian liberal arts education is more than a piece of paper. It's where you start your story all over again. Start your story and discover the new Lane College.
Come out and help us celebrate America's birthday with the largest free fireworks show in the area. The Firefighters Freedom Festival is July 4th at the McKellar-Sipes Regional Airport. It's a full day of red, white, and blue awesomeness. Your kids will have a blast with all the free activities. Gates open at 3, live music at 5:15, and the largest fireworks display in the area will light up the sky at 9, with 30 minutes of oohs and ahs. Food vendors available. No alcohol permitted. Come celebrate the 4th with your local firefighters at the McKellar-Sipes Regional Airport, hosted by the Madison County Fire Department.
You depend on your tires. Let R&R Tire Express keep you on the road and safe with a complete set of new tires from the brands you trust, starting as low as $16 per week with our pay-as-you-go program. Choose easy payment options, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and at R&R, complete installation with lifetime rotating balance, flat repair, and 12 months 24-hour roadside assistance is absolutely free. Only at R&R Tire Express.
Welcome back to Hub City Now, and we're here talking with Councilman Johnny Dodd of District 2 in Jackson, Tennessee. And we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events that Councilman Dodd is involved in. The first one that's coming up July 9th is called Hits Outdoors Free Family Fun and Fun Day. Let me say that again. Hits Outdoors Free Family Fun Day. And Councilman Dodd, can you tell me a little bit about that event?
We're trying to do some positive things in the community. We want the young men to bring out their families. We're going to do like a fishing rodeo.
Right.
Just come out and fish. We have some dandy jumpers. We're going to be letting the kids come out and have fun, jump in them. We are going to have some horseback riding going on.
Okay.
So it's just a fun day. We're just trying to encourage young men and people just spend time with your family, quality time. A lot of times say, we got a lot of people going to jail and they discussing they want to build a jail. But I think it's up to us to change the statistics.
Right.
As far as do they have a choice to go to jail, or do you want them to get in some positive things in the community?
Right. I know. I hear a lot.
Event.
I hear a lot of people say there's nothing really to do here in Jackson, and they make a lot of excuses. Right.
To try to get our people, get our young men and fathers involved in a program working with the whole family.
Right. You brought up fathers. Do you think that may be some of the problem in the community that we've had with as far as crimes? We have a lot of single mothers.
Well, I think it's a major problem that we have in our community. I think it's generation gap. I think we have left one generation behind all over the country. I mean, if you just look, from Chicago to Memphis, the young men that are dying.
112 so far in Memphis as of today.
And probably 300 to 400 in Chicago.
Right, exactly.
And it's sad, and it's in our community. And it's like, what are we going to do? We can't continue to wait for somebody to come back and save our community and wait for the governor's system. I think, they have did some things in the past, but we still have a responsibility as fathers to make sure. I mean, my son is 25 years old. I've talked to him probably 3 or 4 times a day.
Right.
He comes home from school. He's in graduate school now.
What's his name?
John Shea Dodd.
Okay.
He graduated from the University of Memphis with his criminal justice degree.
Congratulations.
Now he's working on his master's in business. But we talk 3 or 4 times a day. He comes home from school, me and him hang out. That's who I hang out with, my son.
Right.
We spend quality time together. So I'm just trying to be a role model for him and other young men within the community.
Right. And that's a perfect segue into the other event that you're going to have on July 23rd called Bounce Back Basketball Camp. And it's going to be Saturday, July 23rd, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. at TR White Sportsplex. Can you tell me a little bit about that event, which is in its 10th year?
Well, we're going on 10 years.
Right.
It's an opportunity. I wanted to give our young men or young girls also opportunity to attend a basketball camp. Growing up as a young man, there's a lot of opportunities that we didn't have that other kids had. And when you go back to school, they ask you, what did you do for the summer?
Right.
So it's an opportunity for our kids to go back and say, I attended a basketball camp. I got an opportunity to meet because we got Andre Turner that played with University of Memphis, which is Memphis State, right? Well, Memphis State, but it's University of Memphis. He's coming in and played for the NBA. We had Coach Dexter Williams, which played and coached at Liberty High School several years. Okay. And I got a lot of young men that we bring in the community that are former students and high school basketball players that played here with West Tennessee. Okay, and it's no cost for the participants. You all are also providing a light breakfast and lunch and a free T-shirt and door prizes, correct? Yeah, we give out some great door prizes. We give I'm a Jordan fan. I love Jordan, so we go out and buy Jordan T-shirts, Jordan shorts, Jordan socks. Wow. And things like that, because I want the kids, book bags. I want the kids to have an opportunity to take something home nice. Right. Some things that not saying their parents can't buy it, but I want our kids to see that if you work hard and you do positive things, good things to come to you. Right. Police department is very instrumental in supporting it. Mary Giss in our city is very instrumental. And we have a host of volunteers and a whole lot of sponsors that I don't want to name them because I don't want to miss someone. But we have a lot of local sponsors that have been instrumental over the last 10 years. As always, I call, they in. Right. I had one sponsor that I just want to give him a shout out because he supported me no matter Ferguson Plumbing.
Okay.
First time I put it up online, he called me and said, "Hey, I'm in, count me in." TML. I mean, it's just so many that I can name. West Tennessee Healthcare. I mean, that people like that want to make sure that we're doing positive things in our community. I always want to give back.
Right. And
community bank. I mean, I can go on and name. People just want, but it's been instrumental because they know what we're doing and want our kids to have opportunity to see some positive things.
Right. And that camp is for ages 6 through 17, but you said if they can bounce a ball.
If a kid comes to that gym and can bounce a basketball, we're not going to turn the kid down. We won't give our kids opportunity. That's all our kids want. They want a sense of belonging. I had a lady call me because I did an interview last year, and I said a T-shirt, you don't know how much a T-shirt means to these kids.
Right. Get
opportunity to have a T-shirt, and a T-shirt is a sense of belonging, and they belong to something.
Right.
And she called me, and she said, well, you didn't lie about that. She said, because my grandson want to sleep in this T-shirt, he come home from school, he want to play in this T-shirt, and that's all if you want just that one T-shirt, that's because he feel like he belongs to something.
How does that make you feel to hear stories like that? Because I'm sure you've heard a lot of them.
Yeah, over the years, a lot of people call me a crybaby because I'm very sentimental, but I guess when you care about people, it makes you feel good that you're doing it different. And as I work in the community, when people see you in the community, they walk up to you and say, Johnny, thank you for what you're doing.
Right.
So you never know who's watching you. So I tell people, you always got to be doing the right things. You never know when you're doing something in the community. Somebody's always got their eye on you.
Right.
So I want to just thank the community for always being a great support for what I do. Thank you for over the years when you worked for Jackson Sun, what you did, this radio station, for opportunities to come and discuss what we got going on in the community.
Right. Well, thank you for being here. This has been Councilman Johnny Dodd, District 2. If you have any comments or questions or any ideas or want to partner with Councilman Dodd, you can reach him at 731-616-6475, or you can reach him at 731-343-5103. You can email him at jdodd, that's JDODD, at cityofjackson.net, or you can call Anita Brooks, who's the office manager of the Jackson City Council, at 731-425-8253. We are thankful for you tuning in today. We also like to thank our sponsors, Baskerville Funeral Home, R&R Tires, Express and Custom Wheels, Styles Menswear, and the City of Brownsville. This has been Hub City Now with Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., and I'll see you next time.